You are now listening to About That Business, hosted by Rom Wills. Rom Wills is an entrepreneur and personal coach who has helped people reach their fullest potential personally and professionally. Take it away, Rom.
Welcome to Rom Wills About That Business. People will always eat. People will always eat. If you're thinking about a business, I'm going to tell you what. You notice with businesses, like, they people talking about a recession and all of that. You notice you don't really hear about like grocery stores and restaurants like as a whole going out as an industry. Like, yeah, of course, you got grocery stores that close, but that's usually an individual grocery store, depending on their practices, where they are and all of that, they're closed. And, of course, you got restaurants going down, like some restaurant chains going down. But for every restaurant chain that's, like, losing market share going down, there's always something else. There's always, like, two other restaurants opening up. Because... and part of that is just people changing how they eat. But the bottom line is they're eating. People will always eat. If you have a business selling food, you're always going to make some money. The only caveat is it just has to be good food. Because understand something. Anything, a wise man said, anything that deals with some type of... that can addict people to it is always going to make money. Now, of course, you got that with drugs, but food, and especially good food. Like if you got a place, I was thinking about when I was at a festival recently, and there's some women there selling cupcakes. People, if somebody eat that cupcake and it tastes good, and cupcakes usually do, shoot, they stay in business. Because people will continue to eat. See, the thing is that I don't care where you go, that's it. Like when immigrants come to America. Legally anyway, they always bring a restaurant with them. They always bring their food with them. Another wise man said that every culture, they will bring their food with them. And, of course, there's some other cultural things around, eating at restaurants and everything. But they always bring food. When they have to make money, they open up a restaurant. Like you go in any culture, and it don't have to be the United States. Any immigrant group in any country, they bring their food with them. Because they know, not only just because it's their food, but they know they can make money with it. Like any food business, any franchises... It's there. I mean, you go to like some of these malls that are failing and stuff. The food places are usually, unless the mall just gets to a point where it just has like the traffic is just woeful to the point people ain't walking through, the food places still make their money. Like anything with food, if you have a good idea for food, you make money. And you could be anything from a food truck, a cart on... a food cart somewhere. Like when I was still in D.C., I was working in downtown D.C., you would have people lined up for some food carts. Like lined up. I remember a hot dog stand. This dude people were lined up for this stuff. And he would just take his time with the food and everything. And really it was psychological because it tastes like a regular hot dog. I actually got in the line because I didn't have anything to do. And I was like, okay, I got to see what's up with this hot dog. But the point of the matter is, if you can figure out a business making food, you can make money. In fact, I remember once again when I was working in the government, you had occasions where, you get one of the women, they would take money from some people and bring plates. That was like a big thing. Sell plates, and you get some. That's actually a hustle in some hoods and stuff. That's actually a low level hustle. You might have, you might have somebody just making plates or something. making food for people. Or on some college campuses, you got that one person get that hot plate. They making some food for everybody, making sandwiches, something. I mean, it's one of the best. I mean, food and even food and drink. Like where I live, there's near where I live, there's a little shopping plaza. It has a grocery store and a few other stores, but in the parking lot, there's actually a young girl there selling lemonade. And I was just like, yeah, this gonna be a future entrepreneur. I mean, her mother's out there with her and everything. Her brother's out there, but she's the main one. And people just come, they see her, they coming up, getting that lemonade. Like, and in fact, that's shoot, especially in the summertime, depending on the neighborhood, you got several lemonade stands. But it's just a basic thing. Food, people always gonna eat. And like someone said about, I remember yet another wise man said that this was during a recession around 2001. He said the earth hasn't forgotten how to grow food. People still going to eat. And I'm going to get into that food thing, growing the food, in my next podcast. But that's the thing to remember. That's the thing to remember. People will always eat. If you develop a business, something, it could be anything. You could make pies, or you can make pies. You can make whatever. But people are always going to get something to eat. People are always going to want that. So, anyway, great business idea. If you got something, shoot, make some wings. Yeah, I know I talked about buffalo wings. Speaking of that guy, because I hadn't mentioned that person in a long time. If you that type of person who can make make something simple, because what that buffalo wing guy did, he just made buffalo wings and he go around to different barbershops or something. See, you can get creative. Take the food to where people going to be at, feed them. Some beauty salons do that. You know they're going to have some people there all day. They'll have somebody cater, bring a spread or something just to feed them. So it's like you got so many angles you can do with cooking. Like I remember yet another mentor. It's amazing how my mentors talked about different aspects of food. And Rom don't like to cook. I can cook, but don't like to cook. But he had mentioned, like, if say you had a neighborhood, if people were working together in a neighborhood, they might have a couple people that just cook for everybody. You pay them a little something, and they come home. People come home and they have a dinner ready for them. And that's actually I remember somebody doing a business like that where they would just cook for, make something and take it around to different houses. It's so much you can do with it, because that's one demand that will always be there. Always be there. Like, people might not want to wear certain styles of clothes after a while. They might not want to engage in certain activities, but they always going to want to eat. Always remember that. So anyway, that's all I got for this one. Let's go make that money.